Hello?
Oh shit, bro. What are you in the podcast?
Yeah, dude. We starting it.
Okay, hang on. This is what it looks like when I normally wake up. Just roll straight out of bed and start working. I know, Gabe, how are you really doing?
I'm doing all right. It's been an interesting week.
And I'm sure we'll hear all about it, just like we always do.
I'll try to keep it short and sweet and
Okay.
simple.
Before you begin, I have a question of the utmost importance.
I think I already know
And I want to...
exactly where this is going.
Oh, okay. What do you think?
Oh, you can just go ahead.
Well, if you're so confident, then say what you're going to say.
Well, how about this? You tell me what you're going to say, and I'll tell you.
Okay, well, let me just put this out there. You definitely have zero idea what I'm about to say, but I'm interested
Really?
to see what you think. Yeah.
Well, I thought you were going to talk about the vacation.
No, you've already shut that down. Thank you. You've already crushed my heart.
Dang it. Think you're going to throw me under the bus, the pod, the uppies, like that?
Yep, I'm not even going to address it. Gabe is just a big meanie.
Oh.
And I hate to use that language, but it's true. No,
I mean,
I said of the...
forgive me.
No, I actually won't. I said of the utmost importance.
Oh, okay. So what is of the utmost importance?
Fate of the universe on the line.
Okay.
The Martians have the death beam pointed at Earth. Life on the line, gun to your head. You name the scenario, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Out of every game show that has ever existed, you have one chance to go on to save the fate of humanity, and you have to win it.
Okay.
I want the uppies to think about this too. Really think about this. Now, don't be quick to think or to say anything quite yet. Let me read you off a couple that you may have forgotten. There's Jeopardy. There's Family Feud. The Price is Right. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Wheel of Fortune. Let's Make a Deal. Pyramid. The Dating Game, which you would, don't play that game.
Frick.
Got him. Lingo. The Love Connection. Name That Tune. Deal or No Deal. The Weakest Link. And probably a bunch of other ones that I'm not mentioning. Wheel of Fortune, maybe I didn't say that one.
I'm gonna probably say a couple that you. Okay.
No. I just want to really preface how important of a decision this is. This is, you have one game show. You get to choose what it is. You get one time to go on, and you have to win it, or you're done for. Like, could not be, the stakes couldn't be higher. Really,
I'm literally dead if I don't.
Yeah, you are.
I'm
like
gonna
a Hunger
do.
Games vibe. What's your game?
I'm probably gonna do Survivor. Is that it? That's a game show.
I guess, yeah.
Okay, that Wipeout, America Ninja Warrior, all those things that have to do with physical stuff. I think I'd have to do those ones because all the trivia and like Price is Right stuff. I don't know, dude. I'm gonna fail those probably like right at the beginning.
Those are hard because
Those count?
You can watch them on TV and be like, oh yeah, like I know the answer to that, but you have to be super consistent, and just the randomness and just all the variables that go into those trivia games are really tough, especially a game like Deal or No Deal. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
I mean, Deal or No Deal is like basically impossible because you pick one, and if you don't get the million, I mean,
I would be shy to use the word impossible because when I play the Deal or No Deal game in the arcades, bro, I'm a fiend.
Wow.
But I will allow physical. I forgot. Those are good ones.
Yeah.
Wipeout, all-time classic. American Ninja Warrior is... Dude, there are some athletes, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know if you really want to pick that one. That one's like...
That one's
Wipeout, I think you'd have a better chance.
Yeah.
Because American Ninja Warrior, they literally picking like Marines and like bodybuilders all the time. I'm like, bro, can you find like a normal person?
I know.
I don't want to watch this guy who can bench 9,000, like a truck. I'm good.
Yeah, I think they specifically pick people that are good at American Ninja Warrior. Like it's like a competition, whereas Wipeout is just like a bunch of randos.
Which is what makes it great. I love to watch people just absolutely eat it and then fall like 4 feet, 40 feet.
Way better.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what's your answer?
It's funny. I hadn't really thought about it a ton.
You asked it, but you want to think about it?
I do trust my physical ability, but again, not enough to go against. And even Wipeout, dude. Oh, you know how much fun it would be to go on Wipeout, bro?
Legendary.
I would do questionable things to get on that show. I wouldn't want to do Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I wouldn't want to do Family Feud because not because I don't trust my family, but I would want the weight on my shoulders and not have to rely on just anybody else.
Yeah.
But I want to do Jeopardy. Deal or No Deal, I'd get eaten alive.
I mean, I guess it depends, like Jeopardy, like what the topics are. Because if they're random topics like normal, I'm not gonna win. But if it's like on something that I am well versed in.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
that is a good point. Dude, did you ever watch Dog Eat Dog?
I have not. I haven't even heard of that.
It's it was a game show back in the day. It was a lot like The Weakest Link, but you had to do it's trivia, but there's also half of it's trivia, half of it's physicality.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd be like, okay, we're gonna flip you upside down and hold you above like a lake or a pool, and there's gonna be 20 celebrities that come up on the screen, and you have to identify them within a minute, and it's just like nuts, bro.
Dang,
or
bro.
There's like a rock climbing wall, and whoever loses this challenge has to climb up it, and the person who comes in second is eliminated, and then it's pretty sick.
So are you like a big game show watcher?
I was in my youth. I don't find it as appealing anymore. But don't get me wrong, if I'm cable surfing, which I do from time to time,
mm-hmm.
and I see a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, if I see a Let's Deal or No Deal, I'm gonna tune in. I will.
Yeah. It's an easy watch.
It is. Yeah, it's a feel good watch for sure.
Mm.
Dude, yeah, that's brutal, bro. You know what? I'm gonna do now you've got like physical games in my mind.
You could do if there was like a game show for speed. I'd put money on you, bro.
Just zoom it around.
No, not speed. Freaking like lightning, like basketball speed.
Dude, I love speed, bro. It was so much fun.
You would win. You win all the time.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't really think I've got an answer. You know what? I
feel like Survivor's a good one. It's like medium.
Survivor's
like
intense, bro.
Yeah, but like I don't know.
Do you really think you could survive out in the wild for months at a time?
100%. I know it sounds like super like egotistical or like way over my head, but dude, you just figure it out.
You really think so?
Mm-hmm.
Dang, good for you, bro. I would be toast.
I mean,
give me like 24 hours tops, bro. I'm gonna need a heated blanket and a microwave pizza, or I'm going to be dead.
Dude, microwave pizza sounds freaking good, dude. I'm hungry.
Dude, that's exactly what I'm doing.
I wish we were in person right now, dude. We could just go grab a snack.
I could use a bro night. I could.
Well, whenever you're down here.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do Jeopardy.
Wow.
I really think I am, and I'm okay with the results, whatever happens. Again, I would have to get the right categories, but I think I'd be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, something that's revolutionary is we were at Olive Garden last night. My parents and I went to a dinner and movie, right? Classic. And they have these tablets that you pay on, which are becoming more common. They're at Chili's, they're Olive Garden, they're at a couple different restaurants. And it's $1.99 to access the tablet, aside from, paying for your meal at the end.
Yeah.
And dude, my mom and I and my dad, we played trivia for like an hour while we were eating.
Really?
It was basically like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Like the 4 answers come up and you get to pick off the question, and it was hype, dude.
You're living the life, dude.
Yeah, it was fun, dude. It was a lot of fun. But
that's sick, dude.
Okay, I had to get that out of the way because, again, I hope the Uppies. This might be a good highlight, bro. I would love to hear what they think, and I want your reason for it too. I want the reason. Because you can say, "Oh, this game," but is that really the game you're best at? Is that the game you really want to put your life on?
Yeah,
I don't know.
We should. I'll make this a highlight. That's a good idea.
I love that.
I need to work on some highlights, bro.
Yeah. Hey, we're busy. Yeah, all right, we're busy.
We're busy guys. Yeah, dude. My parents just barely finished moving, finally. So.
Yeah, is that part of your week you're gonna tell me about, or because you said interesting, and interesting makes me interested, and I gotta hear.
No, it was some highlights where I went over the weekend up north to help them, and I thought that was gonna be like the last time. I was like, we can get everything on this trip, and at the end I was like, dang, there's like still more stuff, dude. Like there's just, it's never ending. So
well, what do they have?
I don't know. You live in a place for 6 years, and it's like there's just a lot of stuff. I don't know.
Are they not throwing stuff out, or are they hoarders, or really?
No, I mean not nearly to the level that you like see on TV, but there's definitely like a bit of like my mom's like, oh no, I want to keep that, I want to keep this, we can use this kind of thing. So it's like, yeah, our just garage is like full of stuff, our basement's full of stuff, and like our house is pretty cluttered. I don't know, like that's just how my parents are. I just grew up in a cluttered house. Like it's never been the type where like, you know, my mom's like always cleaning and stuff. So but yeah, so she was like, okay, like you got to come down one more time, or come up one more time to help us. And I was like, frick, fine. So we get another trailer, so we have 2 trailers, that way we can just get everything done in one go. And as we're heading up, dude, I hook up the trailer to my truck, and I'm like, okay, like this is like first time ever using a trailer on a truck. I'm just gonna figure it out as I go. And I go to roll down the windows, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot, my windows are kind of iffy. Like sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. And so I was like messing around with the cables. Finally got it to work, so I could roll down the window, so I can kind of like look out as I'm like trailering. And as I start driving away, I'm like, hey, this is perfect. I'm like, I can't roll up my windows. I'm like, freak. So I pull over and I'm trying to get my windows to roll up, dude. And like, I could not get my windows to roll up. Like I've never had that happen. It's always been like, you know, you mess around with the cabling for like a second and then it goes up. But like this time,
does it have anything to do with like your mid console going out? Do you think?
No, that's what's weird. Is like my a bunch of stuff's like falling apart on my car. But no, it has nothing to do with that. It's just like the wiring was just like got to the point where it was just too shorted out. Where it's like, wow, yeah. So I couldn't roll up my windows, and it was like pretty chilly in St. George, and really cold in Cedar City, and then even colder up north, right? So I was like, are we gonna have to like drive with my windows down, dude? Because like my parents were like, just don't come, like it's fine, we'll just do another trip. And I'm like, dude, no way, I don't want to abandon them. Like we set up this whole thing, like I'm going. And it took me forever, dude. I was getting really pissed, and all these people wanted to help. They're like, what can we do? And I'm just, dude, just leave me alone. Sometimes like when I'm like in the middle of fixing something, I'm like, I don't need help. I just need everyone to be really patient, go do other stuff, and I'll figure this out. Eventually like Luke was like, well, let's just take the Jeep. But his Jeep's like a 92 Wrangler 2-door. Like I'm like, you want to try to tow stuff on that? Like there's no way. It's like manual, barely makes it to like 80 miles an hour. So I'm just like, yeah. He was like, let's just take the Jeep, it's no big deal. And I was like, no, I'm taking my truck. So eventually I was like, we just left with the windows down. So for like, that's
ballsy.
I know. I was like, hey, this is the experience I have to have. Like that's the experience I have to have. I have a couple of videos of like us like just like super loud. We're just like in the car like, yeah, okay, here we go. And it's just like all on the freeway with the trailer, freezing cold. And then we hit Beaver, and it was just too cold. So I was like, okay, let's pull over, fill up our Cokes. We ran out of soda. And let's figure this thing out. So yeah, we're sitting there outside, and Luke's like, well, let me try. And dude, I don't know what he did, but like he was messing around with the cables the same way I do. He just like did it differently, and then all of a sudden they roll up, dude. It's like the best moment of my life. I was like, dude, a nice smooth drive all the way home. So we drove up, filled the trailer, went back down, emptied it out. Everything worked out. And so that was like a pretty adventurous.
That's a big dub, bro. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I know.
That gives me the same vibes of like being freezing cold and like hopping in a shower, or like being starving and then just getting like a big pizza. There's something about having the polar opposite of something and then getting exactly what you needed. It just makes you feel more grateful, and it's it's that much better.
I know, dude.
That much better.
You always want to like celebrate. Like when we roll up the windows, he's like, dude, let's just like grab a cha-ching or whatever, the cha-king from Burger King. We were at Burger King. And I'm like, yeah, dude, let's grab a sandwich, some fries. Like,
yeah, dude, we're on top of the world.
Let's go, man.
Keep going to Vegas, baby.
So yeah, that was cool. And then my parents finished. That was the last trip. So we've been like helping them like move in, set up their internet for them today.
Nice.
And dude, So what's nice is like they were like super generous. They're like, hey, like why don't you just like make an appointment at Ford and we'll get your windows fixed. And I'm like, that's sick. And then I went and bought from Walmart like a new screen thing, and I set up a Best Buy appointment to have them install it. So I'm getting things done, okay, to make my life a little bit more, enjoyable. But dude, craziest thing happened today. I don't even know if I should talk about this really. But I'm going to.
Yeah, you kind of have to. But
it's the podcast. So today we're at Walmart. Me, my mom, my little sister, my little brother, whole fam except for dad, right? And they like call us. We're in the middle of shopping. I'm like trying on clothes. I found the sick stuff from freaking Walmart. I was like, dude, I'm buying this stuff.
Wow.
And then I know more. It just doesn't end. Every single time I find something like a gem. Anyway, so my mom and my little sister call me and they're like, hey, like we're already done. We're outside. And I was like, well, frick. Okay. So put my clothes away. I head out.
Wow. How the tables turn.
I know, dude. I don't know why they left so fast. They're just like, hey, we're already done. And so I don't know why they just didn't like wait in their spot. But
oh no.
Yeah, they like got out, like they backed up and they're like, we're driving around. And so then me and Luke are trying to find them, and finally she sees us and she comes down to pick us up. But she went down, like how like a lot of parking lots are like one ways because like the angled spots. She goes down the opposite way.
See, and I've done that before. It's a dangerous game, and you live with the results.
Yeah, and we are living with the results because she goes down there, and I'm just like, oh crap! There's like 3 or 4 cars, right, and all these families walking around, and we just hop in, and like I was thinking maybe she would just reverse right back on out, right, take the L, make it awkward or whatever. But she's she's like just going right on through, and I'm like, oh gosh.
Full head of steam. That boy.
And then there's like all these families, and like these people are like giggling and like looking, and like one person's like, hey, it's a one way, and like she's like, I know, and like things started to get a little heated in the car and outside the car. Cars are having to go around us, and we're like inching around, and like it's like families like walking in the middle of the street. Like it was intense. Then there was this couple, and they said something, and then they went forward, and then they were in the middle of the street. And so my mom, I don't know, like it was more just like she basically was like speeding forward to kind of like hurry to get around another car, right? Mm-hmm. And the girl of the couple like turns right at the same time as she speeds forward, and like it's pretty close, like within a foot of this lady. And this lady gets like pissed, right? I say fingers flying up, and words are being said. And I'm just like, dang, dude. Like we almost hit her, but like it wasn't on purpose, obviously. Like she's just trying to get out of the one way. She finally gets out, and bro, we're halfway home, and we look behind us, and my little brother's like, dude, is that them? That couple?
No way.
They're like trailing us, and they have their phones out, and like one's on the phone. I'm like, they're like trying to record us and call the cops. Like, what the heck is going on? So like it got intense, and so me and Luke look at each other and like, hey, this is where our large in stature comes in play. Okay, because she or both of them, like the guy and the girl, are both like pretty small people, and like I'm pretty sure they just think it's just my mom in the car. Mm-hmm. Anyways, we pull over. Me and Luke hop out, and they like speed past us, and they're like flipping us off and everything. And then, but once we get out, all of a sudden their tone changes, and they're like, "We want to talk about it." And so they flip around, and they like pull up, and like, dude, when these kind of things happen, like adrenaline is rushing. Legs are a little shaky because it doesn't happen often, so you don't get a lot of practice being in these kind of situations. Sure,
voices drop or they get higher.
Dude. Listen.
Fight or fight. Yeah, sorry, sir. I mean, sorry, sir.
It was kind of intense, but then when they pull up, of course, it's all like, the girl's like, you meant to hit me, and my mom's like, I'm so sorry. Like I was in the one way, like I was just trying to get out. It was like a really intense situation. Like we go back and forth for a little bit, but like, I don't know. They seem I don't know what kind of people they are, but when they were recording and stuff, I'm like, are they gonna try to like find my mom's house, my mom's car, and like break into it, or like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know what kind of people they are.
Am I gonna wind up on a viral TikTok? Like, what are the stakes?
Yeah. So it was like intense, but just like kind of like sucks when something intense like that happens. There's just like this lingering stress for like the rest of the evening. Like my mom's kind of beating herself up. She like is like, hey, I'm like sorry that I brought you into something like that. Like I let my emotions get the best of me or whatever, and like it's just kind of like, dang. Why did this stuff have to happen?
Yeah, that's a good word. It festers a bit, and I mean, it sounds like you intimidated them with your large stature and chiseled chins, and I think I guess it does help. But I mean, at least they weren't it sounds like at least now they backed off and
eventually they were like,
they made everything
okay.
right with your mom and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, didn't talk long, but like eventually they're like, okay. So like they just like, drove away and like that was it. But I'm like, what kind of repercussions? Because like we're gonna be going to that Walmart for the next
rest of our
forever,
lives.
basically, right? And I'm like, what if we see him again? Or like, maybe they've got a large family or a lot of connections. I don't know these people, so I'm like,
yeah, word gets around quick around St. Jeezy. Hey, watch out for them Samsons, man.
yeah, those people are crazy.
You're screwed.
Yeah, luckily I don't live with them, so I'm not really connected to it.
But still, I mean, it's the name. I mean, you go to a store, they're like, oh, $1.99 for this person buying a drink, and then you buy the same drink right behind them. The guy's like, that'll be $5, pal.
yeah.
Is it one of those scenarios?
Yeah, they're like, we know you're kind. I'm like, okay.
As you leave, hey, say, hey, oh yeah, I forgot. Hey, screw you.
Yeah, dude, it would be rough. I'd have to just move back up north.
I mean, yeah, that wouldn't be the worst thing.
You
don't know what is the worst thing?
What?
Is when you've got an apartment locked down. We're talking locked, as in somebody puts it up for sale or for rent, whatever it is, their lease for rent. Take over their lease. You say, dude or girl, yes, down, send me pictures, give me all the info, lease time, utilities, give me all the goodies. You go through, yes, on both ends. Hey, great. Let me talk to my landlord, and I'll get back to you with, how we're going to handle the deposit and yada, 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 right? Go a couple days, don't hear anything. Kind of weird, because this is based on the comments and how this has been getting reactions from the post since I've messaged this individual. Yeah. It's kind of popping off. This is a hot commodity in a market where it's hard to find a good place to rent with just so much going on and prices going up. So I'm feeling good. A couple days go by, nothing. Hey, so is everything okay? Or did you hear back? Oh yeah, sorry, it's a lot of details. Is it really though? A lot of details I got to figure out. I'll get back to you. Great. 3 days later. Hey, so I'd like to put a deposit in, so I kind of know I've got a place to live in a week. Nothing. A week goes by. Oh, sorry. So I'm so sorry. We actually sold the lease.
What the heck?
So you're telling me I messaged you 2 minutes after you posted this. Actually, 2 minutes. We go back and forth. I make sure that this is locked down. You say it is. You don't respond to me for a week? We're not talking a date here.
Yeah.
I don't know if I cannot even fathom how this happens outside of, like, ghosting is like an actual cultural like norm now in every situation and scenario you can I was like I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah.
I don't know what other bamboozled I am. A week goes by. Sorry. Hey, I sold the lease. Dude, you do realize that I kind of planned everything around this, and now I've got a week to find a place.
It's pretty low.
I've said I would throw a right hook at a baby dog. I said that. I'm not a baby dog. I'm sorry. A small dog. I did not. Yeah. And I might add this one individual to my list because boy was I fuming. And that's all I've got to say. I don't have much to say about that, but
bro, that sucks. I hate when people do that. I will say that I've done that before, but not with like a lease. Let me just explain myself here. Because there have been times when I'm selling something, and it's just like for example, like over the weekend we would sell random crap from our house for free, just kind of like just come take it, and I get like 16 messages.
Leave it on the lawn kind of a thing.
Yeah, or just like, hey, come pick it up for $40, or come pick it up for free, and it's in our garage, and we come out and help them load it up or whatever. Gotcha. Thing is when you post something for like free or for cheap like that, you get like 16 messages, and basically it's just like whoever. It's not the first come first serve, because the first person who texts has some random question I don't really feel like answering, right? And like one time they're like, hey, like we're interested in buying it, and I was like, okay, yeah, well I'm out of town, like I'll let you know when I get back, whatever. But then like the day that I got back, someone was like, I'll come pick it up right now. And I was like, they're like, I'm in Payson. So I just like sent them the address, and they picked it up in like 5 minutes. So then that person that was like waiting for me to get back in town was like, hey, you still got it? I'm just like, frick. Sorry, like it's all about convenience when it comes to like things that you don't really care about, and it's like whatever's quickest and easiest, that's the one I go with. But I feel like in your case, that was a little different.
You're a menace. But yeah, I mean, and I'm really not like, it's just more just the lack of respect, just for, especially with something that important.
Yeah.
Like that's like heavy, and like you can't be like messing around. And again, if you sold it or if you're thinking of selling it to someone else, that's fine. My feelings won't be hurt, but maybe tell me, maybe, I don't know, like a week before you decide to, ghost me for some reason. Yeah, so there's a little PO rant, but I'm over it. It's okay. Good news, I got a car.
Oh yeah. Do you want to announce the make,
today.
Model, color,
VIN number?
yeah, and your social, just in case.
Yeah, just to cover all the bases.
Might as well.
I was in the market for months. We're talking months, and in the car search, that's a long time. Feels like it.
Yeah.
And I decided on, I needed like 4 basic things that I just needed, like non-negotiable. This one hit all the 4. Is a little bit more than I wanted to spend, which is fine because it's got really, really low miles and it's a newer year. It's great.
That's good.
It's a Hyundai Elantra, and it's like a GT base, so it's like it's got a little bit wider in the right places. It's in the back. It's got like a hatchback area.
Yeah.
It's not a sedan. It's a hatchback, not quite an SUV. So it's
like
in
smaller than a
spot.
Crossover, but bigger than like a sedan kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. It's great on gas. It's all black inside and out.
All black.
That's got all the. Yeah, dude. I went black.
Clean.
I've only had like white cars ever, so this was an exciting change.
Yeah.
And it'll be good to get a car super, super good on gas because obviously with prices and then with the van, it's just nice now. It's a little bit more ideal.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm looking forward to it, and it'll be fun to, get my decal that I've been saving on it. I'm not a big, huge decal guy, but for this specifically, it's sick.
Are you gonna show us the decal?
Oh, I'll show you.
Okay.
Next episode. I don't want to get up and find it.
Right.
And then it's fun to do the little customizations to your car. I mean, you know that, right? Putting the stuff in.
I'm all about that.
The only beef I had, I go to like test drive it, and these people, like, if you're showing off your car, you kind of want to at least the interior like pretty well cleaned.
Yeah.
Like I'm super clean with my cars. Like, in the passenger seat, like I'll have like stuff, but like the integrity of the car will be clean. There won't be stains or rips or anything, right?
Yeah.
Dude, they had a dog, like a big dog, in the back for something. Yeah, because there was fur everywhere. Everywhere.
And they didn't clean it up for you.
Dude, how does fur get on the dashboard? How does it get on the steering wheel?
It's basically just floating around everywhere.
How does it get in the cup holder?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Oh. Yeah, how does it get in my pocket when I'm walking away? These are issues. So I'm like sneezing and like wiping my nose as I'm like test driving this and driving through watery eyes. And then there's like vape sticks all over the place, and I'm like, and again, this is a car that has like 20,000 miles on it, right? Yeah. Pretty new. And I'm like, dude, surely you've got to be like, hey, this is like I get it if it's a really old car. Yeah. This thing's like nice. Like, how do you not take better care of it? Anyways, so that was kind of annoying. But what was more annoying was when I actually bought it, because I liked the car itself and it was in good shape. They didn't detail it. They just like left it.
So they didn't even clean it for you? No.
I mean, it was full of gas, which I respect, and that was super nice. But yeah, I was a little that rubbed me in the wrong way.
Yeah, no, it would rub most people in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask, are you going to get it detailed?
Oh, I'm getting it detailed for sure.
Some you think it's worth paying for?
I wouldn't say normally for like my own car. I wouldn't, because I can just clean it myself. But this is going to take a pro. They got to get in the fibers of the seats and the mesh and the cloth. I need that thing. I need a good scrub down.
Yeah. Those detailers are high in demand.
Dude, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, like I've asked one guy, I'm like, yo, like when can I get my car detailed? And he's like, yeah, I'm like 4 weeks out. I'm just like, bro, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah, dude. At that point, I would go buy a bottle Windex. I will go invest in a mini vacuum, and I will do this.
I will say, if you're a car detailer, and this is just like basic business, okay? If you're a car detailer and you're 4 weeks like out, or 2 months or whatever, and like you're just booked, dude, hire a high school kid to help out. You know what I mean? Pay him $10 an hour, right? Mm-hmm. It's like you could start a business, like a real business, not just like a side gig. But I feel like people are like, no, I just do it myself. I'm like, so you don't have like a bigger picture thinking here? Come on.
For real. Dude, and that might be one of like the 2022 side hustles of the of the year. And I'm a sucker for a good side hustle.
Dude,
love to do one day. But bro, that might be something to look into.
Bro,
I mean, obviously it's like a lot of elbow grease, and there's you got to buy the right materials, but anyone can do it. You can charge pretty good money.
Yeah. And
it's so like lucrative and relevant. Like anybody and everybody wants at some point their car detailed.
Yeah. True. Dude, speaking of side hustles, so I have good news, but it's not like really solidified yet, but it's going in the right direction. So there's this guy.
Oh no. Did he DM you randomly and ask if you have 3 friends?
He just said if I give him $100 and I got my friends to give me $100 and their friends, we're all rich.
See, I feel like I've heard something like this before.
That is a Ponzi scheme. So there's this guy that I have followed on Instagram and Twitter, etc., for probably close to 2 years now. And he has been very influential in my life. It's like, when you find someone on social media, whether it's like your typical motivational business guys or whatever, you'll find someone who like you just whenever every single time they post, you're just like, dude, that's gold. I love that. Like it affects your life. It is Soul Bra. How did you know? I didn't know you even knew Soul Bra.
I just know you, baby.
You do know me. So Soul Bra, dude, he has sculpted a lot of my view and like lifestyle in the last couple of years, right? And so, without being like a weird like simp, like, dude, I owe a lot to this guy. Like, he has done a lot for a lot of people, right? He's got like 60K followers on Instagram, like, maybe 100K on Twitter, like doing a lot of good. So like 5 days ago, he tweeted out like, looking for a video editor, DM this guy for more info. And I was like, bro, I'd be spending a lot of time editing videos. So I DM'd this guy and I'm like, hey, I've been editing videos. And like, I have been editing videos since I was 15. So I was like, I've been doing it for 10 years. I'm like, here's a couple like recent stuff. So I like sent him like the car video that me and Luke made, some drone footage stuff I've been edited, and then like some like podcast stuff. And I sent him the podcast TikTok page so he could see like I run a podcast, right? And he's like, okay, dude, yeah, like I'll like keep in touch or whatever. So then he's like, hey, message me on Telegram, which is like a like off Twitter DMing service. So I go on there and we're like chatting, and he's like, yeah, like we want someone who's gonna like make like consistent TikToks or whatever, and like we'll pay. And then we want someone more permanent that has like a really strong computer, which I do, right? And someone who is going to basically like consistently create TikToks and control the Soul Bra TikTok account and help him run his podcast, the Soul Bra podcast.
Wow.
Soulcast. And I was like, dude, I've been listening to Soulcast for like a couple years now. And I'm just like, dang, dude, like I obviously have like bigger goals. Like I want to be like my own thing, but I'm like, to get some extra side money and to like be connected to somebody that I look up to, I was like, well, this is crazy. So now, like today and yesterday, I created a template basically for TikToks, and I like was going back and forth to me and this guy that works with Soul Bra about like the design. And yeah, he's like, send me over a few in like a zip file, and then I sent it over to him, and he's like, he talked to Soul Bra, and he's like, yeah, dude, like these are good. Like he'll control the TikTok for now, but eventually it'll probably lead into you controlling the TikTok, and then we'll go from there. And I was just like, bro, this is sick, dude.
That's awesome, bro. Good for you.
And I was like, I mean, I keep thinking about it. I'm like, I feel like my attitude and my personality is like, well, if it doesn't like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm not patient enough, or I'm not, I don't know what the word is, but sometimes I don't look at an opportunity as an opportunity. I go like, oh, well, if they're not paying me a lot right now, or if like it's not like an immediate gratification kind of thing, like I don't know if I want to do it. So like I keep doubting myself. Like, should I be spending my time doing this? Like I could be focused on my own podcast. I could be focusing on my own content stuff. But I'm like, part of me is like, dude, maybe you don't get paid a lot, and maybe it doesn't go anywhere. But I'm like, just like the connection, right? Because I'm like, this dude makes a ton of money off his stuff, and it's really freaking smart in a lot of different areas, and it's going places. So I was like, I'd like to be a part of whatever happens, and then like take what I learned from doing it with him and from what he does, and then like go apply it. So that was a sick little thing. hopefully, it pans out that I actually do like help him with the podcast and his TikTok account. But if I just make a few videos, it'll still be cool. But
dude, the connections that will lead to, and just what you learn from that will be probably more important than, I mean, really anything that you'd be doing right now, anyways. So you may as well. That's so cool.
Facts. And I also thought, like, man, if I'm sitting here and I'm on my grind, it just opens up more. Because, like, if I'm in my grind, then I can just be like, okay, I'm done with Soul Bra stuff. Like, I can go work on my own podcast or other stuff I'm doing. So it's like, I don't know, it's got me back in the whole zone, which is perfect timing because with all the moving stuff, I've been out of it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I can imagine. That's tough, dude. I don't envy you. Moving's tough. It's super hard.
But now we're done, so it's all good.
That's funny, man, because the mission taught me to like be super minimalist. Before, I probably had a bunch of stuff I didn't need, but I'm looking at my closet right now. Of my 4 shelves, I've got one that's half full. I have one like 3 by 2 foot tote of like clothes, and then I've got like 15 shirts.
Dude, yeah.
And that's it.
It's funny you said that because
like nothing, bro.
I learned the same thing. It was like a year into my mission when I like had all this crap. Right? It was actually before the purge that President Patterson did, but I had all this crap, and I was just like, I just realized, holy crap, like there's a lot. I'm saying crap a lot. I was like, dude, there's only a year left in my mission. Like this is going way faster than I thought it was gonna go. So I'm like, why do I have this stuff? I'm like, this stuff doesn't matter, right? I should be focusing on the now. Right, I can get the stuff later on. So I basically just like collected all this bull crap that I'd collected over the whole year, and I just threw it all out. Just had my clothes, my study stuff, and like, well, what else do you need, right? So now the same thing applies now. Like, I mean, I have a few boxes of things that I'm like, I know I'm going to use this eventually, right? But like the stuff that I have in my room, a few shirts, a few pants, a few shorts, got my socks, my underwear, on and on, right? And then just like the stuff I use on a daily basis, my phone, my laptop. Like I really don't need anything else. The fact that like my parents are like, oh, we got to keep that, we might use it one day. I'm just like, bro, buy it again later on.
Yeah, I would rather have the convenience of getting it new, and I mean we're not talking like major things, but like just like miscellaneous random things. Having it new and not having to sort through stuff, and having the peace of mind of having everything organized and very little of stuff. Yeah, I hate having a lot of opposed to having just a bunch of like closets and desks full of just junk that you really don't need. Like you just don't. Yeah, dude. There have been maybe like 2 times in my life where I've been like, oh man, I wish I would have kept that because I could have used it for this point. But other than that, I don't really regret a lot of stuff I get rid of. No, I've never thrown something away and been like, oh, like I feel so bad. What was I thinking? Yeah. Usually if I'm like, oh crap, I'm like threw that away and I needed it, I'm just like, all right, we'll go buy another one. Bro, and there are so many parallels to that with like in the gospel and the scriptures too, of being taught to have, I mean, you can have nice things, sure, but obviously not letting that overpower like your intentions and your beliefs and your faith. Yeah. And I mean, all the prophets and so many of the apostles, they just like carried just a couple essential things with them. And I think that helps you have a mind and eye more focused on things that are important, opposed to just getting caught up in just random objects and things that really are not going to have any significance. So true. Probably from a month from now, right? Yeah. And I'm not saying if I find something cool, I'm gonna buy it. If I think it's cool, right? I'm looking at that backpack I got at the estate sale. I'm gonna use that. I like that. Yeah. And I'm not perfect, but I'm just saying that I think it's, maturity thing. Just the older you get, I think you just realize that you don't really need a bunch of stuff. It's so true. And I feel like the less you have and the less you stress about, like the more your mind is like freed to focus on other stuff. It's like, I feel like you're way more happy and powerful and effective when you don't have a bunch of stuff bogging you down. That's like, I mean, relates right back into like social media and like, wasting a ton of time on your phone. It's like, no wonder we don't get anything done. And I'm like, I always say like, well, I don't have time. And it's like, well, I do have time, but like, I don't have time when I include the fact that I'm wasting time. You know what I mean? Right. Because like, there's definitely time that I set apart for stuff, but when that time is used somewhere else, but I'm still wasting time, well, then I don't have time for it. So it's like, it's almost as if the world right now, everyone's got like 3 or 4 hours where they're gonna waste.
maybe even 6 hours you're gonna waste
daily. Is that what you're saying?
Daily, yeah. That you're gonna sit on your phone, you're gonna do nothing, you're gonna watch TV, whatever, and it's like, and then you set apart certain times for things that are actually like high priority, like moving, for example. Like I spent time doing things that are quote unquote productive, but I'm like, but it's not the stuff I usually want to do. And I could have fit that stuff in, but I've got my set. I waste this time, so I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. But it's hard to get out of the habit.
That's a hard cycle to break too when you're so used to it.
Mm-hmm. And you tried it on me once, and it lasted for a little bit. Remember when you told me?
I tried it on you.
Yeah, you're like, delete all the social media and dating apps for all.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, we had a good talk in the jacuzzi after we recorded that podcast, and I mean, at least for me, it kind of occurred. I was like, bro, like, so many of the decisions I make are based on how I feel and things I see on social media that then lead me to do certain things. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'll be on social media in some form, and I'll see something that then influences the next decision I make.
Yeah.
I was like, if I just cut that out completely, for a time, then maybe I'll have not more control, but I'll have better influences that will help me make better decisions.
Totally.
And I can confidently say that I feel less of a just a burden and less of a servant to social media in general, whether that's inadvertently or if I'm trying. No, I don't know. It's just, I just feel a little bit of a weight lifted off, and I feel more powerful and more control that I'm in charge,
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what I see, because that just kind of helped me recenter my mind and my intentions and keep my mind focused and clean. And I just think there's just so much crap and yeah, it's like algorithm based. I get that, but even if you have the best intentions, and just looking at social media can make you feel, just sad and bad and compare, and it's just hard to kind of shake when it's just so normal and it's just so part of your day.
Well, it's like,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, you go on social media obviously for entertainment and to like kind of see like what are people doing.
Get your head out of the game.
But it's such a habit that like I don't actually make the decision to go on social media. Like I push the button myself, right? But it's like, it is clockwork. I'm like, well, I'm bored, so my mind, out of pure subconscious habit, just like clicks the location where Instagram usually is, right? Instagram opens up, I scroll, I look at some stories, I'm like, and sometimes I literally say to myself, what am I doing, dude? I do not care about any of this. Why am I looking at this, right? But I'm like, but it's just such a habit. And most of the time, it doesn't like make you sad, like you get off and you're like, dang, I feel kind of sad. It's just like the teeniest bit of negativity because of comparison. Everyone else is posting the best stuff. You don't get to see the other 23 hours, right, of their day where it wasn't the best stuff. It was just normal, or it might have been tough for them. But it's like they post the best stuff. You look at the best stuff. You're like, dang, dude, my life's rough right now, and all these people are having fun doing other stuff. But it's just not realistic. And same thing goes for anything. Like I follow a bunch of car accounts because I love cars, but like it still shows to me like, hey, you don't have that car. You get to look at it on Instagram, but you don't have it. So it's sounding like there's just, I don't know. Yeah. Again, I think that there's a lot of people that figure this out. We're not like, holy crap, you're discovering some amazing thing, but it's like, yeah, dude, social media, dude, I would love to sculpt a life where all of my fulfillment came from things not on my phone, so that I could comfortably delete basically everything that takes my attention away on my phone, and only the essentials, and just live in the moment in person, because there's really no reason to have it.
And other than being able to connect with people that you can't easily see in person, and sharing the gospel and being an instrument in the hands of God and of those that you love, and just that connectivity. I love that part of social media. It's so much fun to message people and FaceTime people from the mission or that I grew up with. Like that's great. Yeah. And there's definitely a use and a time and a place for it, but it's just been so abused that now it's like almost has a completely different meaning. Yeah. And once I'd and I know a lot of people delete their social media and re-upload it and back and forth, and I've definitely done that. But it was interesting just to not have it for a month, and then I'm going to open it, kind of like what you said, just like inadvertent, just my mind reflexively goes to the spot, and then it's not there, and I'm like, wait, well, now what do I do? Do I click on another thing? Do I find something to take up that time, or do I go and find something or do something I need to be doing?
Yeah.
Or am I really just trying to waste this time?
Right.
So that was a good mental obstacle for me, for like, okay, like, well, what am I really trying to do here? What's my purpose?
Yeah.
And being meaningful of every decision you make obviously will lead you to make better ones.
Yeah. No, I like.
I found that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like that you use like meaningful. I always use the word like purposeful, because if you think about it, like when you're just like mindlessly doing your normal stuff, it's almost like everything's on accident, because you're not purposefully doing it. I mean, it's just kind of, you're just doing stuff. So I'm like, if you live your entire life with pure purpose, every single thing you do, like you thought of and you like with intent chose to do that thing, everyone's life would be very different.
Tell me what you think of this. When I get married,
mm-hmm.
what I really want to pitch to my wife, and I hope that she's on board with it, because I think it's great. And I learned this from President Patterson, but I would love to have joint, not just bank accounts, because that's important too.
Yeah.
I would love to have joint Facebook and/or /Instagram accounts.
Yeah.
That way there's one purpose, one mind. Cleave unto your wife, she cleaves unto you. I just love the oneness of that.
Yeah.
And it's hard, not even like that you don't trust each other, but I think it's good just to have one goal in mind for why you have the social media, and you can both understand who you're talking to. And again, not like, well, is he or she talking to somebody they shouldn't? It's not even that. It's just like a unity.
Yeah, totally.
That you're both one in social media. And if you're one in real life, shouldn't that be the same in social media?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's the case for every person, because I know it's different, or what your goals are. Or, if you have a following here and you're a content creator, I don't know what that's like. But ideally, I think that would be great. And I really hope that works out and that she's up for that.
No, I totally agree. I was going to say, like, unless I kind of want to take it one step further, unless I'm using social media in a like business / I have a positive influence on a lot of people kind of thing. I'm like, unless I'm like doing something productive with it.
You're just saying,
cut it out. Like, yeah, like me and my wife will not have accounts. We will not have social media. And
I'm all for that, bro.
Our whole life will just be like together with the family in the moment. Like, if we have hobbies, or, maybe we play a game, or, whatever we like to do, like, do whatever we want. But like, there's just no need to have social media, right? Like, I like to catch up with people, but like, I don't know, like call them. Go to take them to lunch. And if you're really
that close, wouldn't you have their phone number if it was really that important?
Right.
Like,
I'm like,
how important are these relationships to you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unless it's like a business thing, even like for like real estate, right? Keeping in touch with past clients or whatever. It's like, if you're making your income without the need for social media, people want to say, like, well, I like to keep up with friends. I'm like, you don't need a bunch of friends. You just don't. It's way too overwhelming. It's like you, your family, and maybe some extended special ones. But it's like, I just want to be me and my family in my house and in the outdoors.
I like that, man. I like the cutthroat, cold turkey. Just what are we really trying to accomplish here?
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many times I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna like delete everything I have. Like, why? But then I'm like, hang on, wait a second. What century am I in? What decade am I in? What generation am I in? If there's a good chance I meet a future spouse or friends or whatever on and it's not like, well, I can't live without it. Like, yeah, I definitely could, but the chances of like me, like probably 4 out of the last 5 dates I've been on, I've met the girl from in some form on social media.
Yeah, totally.
And but once I'm married and I got a little bit of that like worry off of my chest, I think it will be obviously a lot easier to be like, okay, now even more so than before, I really have no purpose for this.
Totally.
I like that from you. I do.
Yeah. We're pretty smart.
I think we're geniuses. I think this is revolutionary. And I think this needs to be spread to more than just our uppies are enough, don't get me wrong. But this is a PSA for all for all the world. But no, our uppies have always been enough for me.
Yeah, dude. As long as they stick around. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Uppie fan.
Guys, on the total opposite trend, keep the validation, baby. We need that DM, okay? I can't keep going. I'm 1 week away without a DM from just
calling it.
I'm just collapsing. What's that word when water gets into a boat and then
capsizing?
Thank you. I'm a week away from capsizing.
Yeah, bro. It's tough remote. To be completely frank.
Hey, at the end of the month.
Let's go. Can't wait. So okay. So please take a guess where we're at.
I was just gonna say that.
Dang, I should have let you. I just was like waiting.
No. I'm glad you did. I thought you were gonna say the time, and I was like, wait, because I love this game we have. This ongoing random. I'm gonna go 52.
Ah, close. You got the first one right.
56.
Oh, farther off. It's a 50.
Oh, 50.
Yeah.
Dude, see, wow.
See,
I'll take my 2 minutes though.
Yeah, bro. I did 50. That's probably the fastest hour of my life is whenever we record the podcast.
Dude, we're getting really good at this.
Just flows right off.
We should really consider like doing this for a living, you know.
If someone wants to pay me.
Dude, I've got we only got to like one of the topics I had kind of thought about, but dude, I've got some really good, I've got a really good topic and a really good question for next week.
Shoot, dude, I'm excited.
I know, man. I'm already, I just wish it was next week already.
Yeah, let's just fast forward to the next recording date.
For real.
Well,
dude, you got any fun plans tonight?
Yeah, dude. Fun plans of editing and uploading this podcast.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Other than that, I'm like house sitting for my cousins again, so I get to hang out with that dog. And so, yeah, I mean, I'll enjoy my life.
Dude, I real quick, I just gotta admire the fit, bro. I like the earth tones that are going on.
Thank you.
That beanie is clean. I'm a big fan of that beanie. Just a little change of pace, it looks like.
Yeah, dude. It's funny you say that because this right here, this shirt,
Walmart.
Actually, yes, both Walmart.
Yes.
And my latest photo on Instagram, I'm wearing both of these things.
Hang on. Did you post a photo?
It's not. It's old. I've had these clothes for a long time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, classic.
Dang, bro, you are so candid in these.
Yeah, dude. And what's funny is it's not candid at all. I'm like, dude, I want some candid photos. So like my little brother started snapping and I just was like chilling. So like it's definitely forced, but like
dude,
not.
I love that. I love that pose. The thinker.
Yeah, dude.
Bro, this one goes kind of hard.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I use those in my dating apps.
I love that. What are you thinking about there? Because you look like you're thinking about more than just the average. What are we feeling for lunch today?
I think it's one of those. There? I think what I was thinking, it was like a prayer in my heart for my future wife.
Oh, jeez, bro, I was not ready for that. Bro. I respect the hustle, bro. I respect the plug.
It's a constant, you know. I pray unceasingly. Pray without ceasing.
That, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not praying for your future spouse, what are you doing?
True.
Get out of my podcast,
bro. Not to get too religious here on this podcast, but you know us. We do a little bit. I read my patriarchal blessing. Again.
I already love this.
For like, I haven't read it in like a few months. So I read it again with my mom, and like the goals were, okay, what are my gifts? What are my blessings that are promised, and what do I have to do to receive those blessings? Bro, and like I always thought like patriarchal blessings were just like, yeah, like follow the commandments and you'll get this stuff. Basically like pretty general. But like mine had a specific like 3 or 4 specific things. And so I'm like, dang, bro, that's it? I just gotta focus on those things and like and things will go good. Like I'm not saying like you can just like drop everything else, right? But like those main things are like what I believe God has specifically said. Like you do those things and it's like it will help you with your weaknesses and your strengths. You're going to be much better off doing those things. So I've been focusing on those things. And let me tell you, dude.
I love that so much, bro.
I know, dude. Getting closer to God, I mean, come on. You cannot be upset about that.
No.
Not at all.
And I'm glad you bring that up. Because if I were to be given one general conference talk, for whatever reason, the brother like, hey, Elder Oaks dropped out. We need someone. Alex, please tell me you can. Yeah, okay. Let me see what I can do. I can move some stuff around. And if I were to be able to give just one talk about any topic, it would be about patriarchal blessings.
Really?
They are the most underutilized resource in church history.
Dang, dude, that's a bomb.
They are, dude. They're incredible, and that might be a good topic to bring up because I have a lot of thoughts on that.
Dude, we should have a more spiritual episode next week. I feel like there's a bunch of uppies that are probably. I mean, I think a lot of uppies are LDS. A lot of uppies are probably not, and we.
Hey, that's okay. We love it all. We love it all.
We do.
We live our life and we invite others to follow. It's just that simple. And I'm telling you, if you don't have a patriarchal blessing, or if you haven't read it in a while, or if you read it last night, get involved because it's so good and they're so important.
I cannot agree more.
Bro, I look like a frat bro right now with this hat.
You're pulling it off well, dude. I gotta say.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. What is that episode? What is this, like 20? I want to say 22?
Yeah, like 20 something, dude. I don't know. We've been doing it for like nearly 6 months now, dude. That's just too long.
Holy crap. It's too long. Yeah, I'm annoyed.
It's just dumb, dude. No, bro.
Dang,
yeah, it's been a minute.
Hey, happy episode 20, whatever it is.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay. Peace out, y'all.